Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 1v1 on Minsk Pocket. Our heroes today are going to be VindicareX, playing as the Soviets in the blue, and his opponent in the red is going to be Mr. Sins Volgakov, playing as the red OKW. Now, this is a little bit of a mismatch from what I was checking, although I suppose, they're pretty good regardless, but VindicareX, you probably know him, you probably should know him, and at the time of casting this, for his Soviet play, he currently holds the number 4 spot. Volgakov, his opponent for his OKW play, is only 150. I say only, even though I could never aspire to get that high up there, but, going from number 4 against the 150, a little bit of a mismatch, so bit of an uphill battle here for Volgakov. I believe they said a little bit something. Oh, just good luck, have fun, nothing else. So, well, hopefully we will have ourselves an awesome game. Now, so far, as far as build orders goes, we have Vindicare going straight for tier 1, opening up with a second combat engineer, and then going straight into building a fuel cache. So it's a very, very unusual start. Gonna be getting a scout car out of his tier 1, and I would assume he's gonna be popping in one of those combat engineers with a flamethrower. Not sure that any of them can actually get it just yet. I know they can. You can see it right there. He doesn't have the sufficient munitions, but I don't know. So Vindicare actually asking why rush the VP. Volgakov saying it's a nice VP, but he's assuming that why did he go straight to cap that one? But well, I don't know. Some people have their own build orders. I have seen a lot of players. They tend to ignore victory points early on and then just go cap them once there's nothing else left to do. So right-hand side for Vindicare, we do see the scout car popped in with the combat engineer squad. Combat engineer squad is not getting upgraded with the flamethrowers just yet. These storm piles close the distance and get a lot of damage in on that scout car. Those assault rifles are going to do a lot of damage. And I will, I guess, clarify that this is the first game casting, well, that I'm casting, that is, on the new patch. After both patches that came out on the 9th and 10th of September, this is the first game cast on this, so this should now be reflecting the proper combat effective ranges for the units. So yeah, you can see that the storm pios excel at that medium range, close range. Wish they already did, but it should be a little bit more accentuated. So Vindicare retreats a little bit, gets his scout car repaired, is getting himself a third combat engineer squad, again, kind of weird, and a sniper. So we'll see how this works. Far left-hand side, Volksgren squad for Volgakov running into the combat engineers. Combat engineers will lose that engagement, as far as I recall. Actually, well, let me go ahead and just pull up those in the meantime while this fight goes underway. Not much else happening just yet. We do see the scout car on the right-hand side going for an engagement, though, so we'll focus on that one a little bit more. In the meantime, I'll try to load up the patch notes again and just check what the effective ranges were. A Faust apparently went off, or what was that? Grenade? Damn it, I was not paying attention, but something explosive went off over here on the left-hand side for Volgakov, and he did a lot of damage to the scout car, but the scout car made it out alive. However, it didn't take any engine damage, so yeah, Faust is not going to be going because it's a Volksgren squad, so I don't actually know. I'm almost up to the change log, so keep on trucking. And wow, apparently. Oh, apparently they made an addendum to the patch notes from the 9th, things that weren't mentioned in the patch notes. I'll have a look at that afterwards. I'm just looking right now for the ranges that they were saying. So, actually, they don't even mention the combat engineer squad. Okay, well, never mind. That's my bad. I just wasted time in this game. Sorry about that. Anyway, sniper on the field for Vindicare. Let's go ahead and put a hotkey on that one. Keep track of the sniper. Sniper 2 kills right now. Take some shots at the Storm Pyos. Storm Pyos forced to back off. They really can't go against the Snipers. Snipers can just kite them very easily. We do have Rakuten Warfare on the field. Selecting its... well, it looks like it's Hold Fire. I don't know if they actually have the ability for the prioritize or priority targeting, I believe it's called, but we'll see. Combat Engineers popping out of the scout car, gonna get some repairs going as they capture the point, although right now they just seem to be standing there. There they go. They decide to repair, and we still have 3 combat engineers and a sniper on the field for Vindicare. That is very ballsy, very weird, but very nice. Nice to see new strategies rather than your standard conscripts. Flag half-track on the field. VindicareX saying no Puma, but 9 saying Bulgakov. But I mean, the flag half-track was changed in the patch. It is interesting to see it now in the game. Hopefully it is pretty awesome. Basically, they removed the teardown time, so it's a lot easier to keep it alive. Still has that setup time, so it's not going to be able to shoot very quickly, but it can instantly move out of the way, though it is going to stop shooting. So I'll mention right now the Doctrines. Doctrine selection has been done for both players. We see Vindicare going for the defensive tactics, which is interesting. I mean, it is a tier 2, essentially, Doctrine, so... I mean, it's not bad to go for that. All the points have been rebalanced and they now cost 2, so it takes a while to get there, but I mean, he opened up with tier 1. He has the Doctrine that gives him basically the abilities of tier 2, and then he can go for tier 3 or 4, whichever ones he wants, so without losing the benefits of those. So it'll be interesting to see. And Bulgakov went for the Breakthrough Doctrine, which is your standard thing. It is actually surprising not to see the these players using the new Doctrines that got introduced, because actually both Doctrines are currently in the free rotation, so that people can try them out. So double command points are acquired there for Vindicare, and he immediately calls himself a Dishka, the heavy machine gun, and a 45mm AT gun onto the field. So he now has things to combat that flag half-track and to stop the infantry. Left-hand side, scout cars just taking some shots. Still no flamethrower upgrade on that combat engineer squad, the one inside the half-track. We do have a flamethrower on the field, but it's from the squad just coming out of the base. Sniper still on the field, taking some shots at a distance. The flag half-track is not in firing range or firing angle, I suppose. I do wish it would actually provide a little bit of a circle here to see the range. But anyways, combat engineers pop forward. Flag half-track takes a couple of shots, but doesn't actually get a suppression or anything. Combat engineers continue to push forward, and the flag half-track is forced to move out of the way. Sniper continues to push forward. Light AT gun takes a shot. Flag half-track dodges it, and that's it. So obviously we do have the battle group, the regiment headquarters on the field for Bulgakov because of that flag half-track, as you can tell. But he is not producing anything just yet. Does have a truck out on the field, so maybe he'll be building a battle group headquarters out front, or even the Schwerpanzer headquarters to cover his own fuel. So that's not a bad decision. Flamethrower now on the combat engineer squad inside the scout car. Heavy machine gun pushes up and just gets riddled there by the flag half-track. Gets itself pinned down. However, the AT gun is following up behind it and gets a nice shot there on the flag half-track. The flag half-track is forced to pot and, shoot and scoot. AT gun takes another shot, nails it, and the scout car is now chasing down the flag half-track. Oh, it's going to run into a teller mine, although, yeah, it looks like that wasn't a teller mine. Yeah, this isn't the, this isn't the austere. It's, what is it called? The shoe mine, I believe it's called? Yeah. I don't know why I'm so out of it right now. I'm not focused, but I'm going to try to get myself in there. Light AT gun continues to pull up, getting some shots off on that flag half-track as it tries to move away. We do have a flanking Storm Pioneer squad. Combat engineers forced to retreat. AT gun forced to pack up again. Heavy machine gun pulling up to cover the AT gun's retreat. Manages to get a nice barrage off on that. Storm Pile squad gets it suppressed at the edge of its arc of fire, and the AT gun makes it out of there alive. Sniper on the field, taking some more shots on those Storm Pios. Not able to kill them, but, well, there they go. And the combat engineers over here are doing something. Ooh, demo charge. Interesting. Very ballsy. So, no mines, demo charge instead. But yeah, we do have shoe mines around the place. That's what took out the scout car, basically. Fusiliers on the field. Fusiliers catching the AT gun from behind. It is not really covered right now. We have the Heavy machine gun up in the front. Going to have to turn itself around to cover that Fusilier squad, and we have squads pushing from the front. Volkswagen squad's pushing through the center. We do have that demolition charge right there at that point. Flak half-track pushes up, gets itself right behind that heavy machine gun. Heavy machine gun will get riddled here. They're actually going to take a lot of damage, although the tree manages to cover it quite significantly. Heavy machine gun decides to retreat. Takes another barrage from the flak half-track, but it's going to make it out of there alive just fine. So, Vindicare pushed back a little bit. We do see Tier 3 now on the field, and a T-70 on the field for VindicareX. That is quite exceptional here. He is going to have a lot of fun with it, especially against the flak half-track. We do have a Rakuten Warfare on the field. Rakuten Warfare is set up over here on the left-hand side, and Volkov still has it in kind of hold fire, but no, this tank doesn't have it because it's a standard tank. I think it was only like the tank destroyers and things like that, like weapons designed against vehicles rather than infantry. Shoe mine gets hit there by the T-70, but T-70 continues to barrage the Storm Pio. Shots fly, Storm Pio barely makes it out of there alive, and the T-70 crawls its way back. Excuse me. A bit of a drink there. Right-hand side, mines getting laid down by Vindicare. Although, yeah, okay. Oh, those are anti-personnel mines. That's why he's... Oh, nice. That is very sneaky by him. Sneaking around his light AT mines. We see shoe mines around the place, but light AT mines continue to get triggered there. We also have standard mines on the zone. So a lot of mining for Vindicare, and of course, demolition charges. So that's quite nice. I mean, it is actually, you know, logical. There's not much else for him to do as far as munitions goes. He only has the ability to lay mines and demolition charges. And yes, of course, you know, your upgrades, your 18-8s and things like that. But, yeah. Very nice. Takes me back to Vico and all the mining that happened there. Puma now in the field for Volkov. Bring up a little bit more anti-vehicle support. Doesn't want that Puma on the field because of the T-70. But the T-70 is on the far left-hand side, unopposed. Storm Pio squad gonna get bombarded there by that T-70. May actually go down. Oh, nasty shot actually takes down 2 of them. Other guy decides to just simply walk away and stand in front of the T-70 as the Puma moves in that direction. Hits retreat. I think a little bit too late. Yeah, Storm Pio squad goes down. Flak half-track down on the valley there. Tries to take a shot at the T-70, but the T-70 is covered there by those big rocks, not getting hit at all. But the Puma is on the chase, manages to hit it on the rear, but the T-70 GTFOs. Oh, takes a nasty shot there by the Rakuten Warfare and barely makes it out of there alive. Down to about 10% health, but it's now in the cover of an AT gun and has combat engineers nearby for repairs. Sniper also as well on the field, taking some shots at Fusiliers. And on the far right-hand side, the heavy machine gun is around to cover as these combat engineers are laying down just more anti-personnel mines all over the place. Demolition charge still just sitting there. Back at base, we have no additional tech just yet for Volkov. He's getting another Storm Pipe. No, he decides to cancel that and go for a Volkswagen squad. The combat engineer on the left-hand side is just getting mauled here by the Puma and the Fusiliers. Down to 2 men. Flamethrower burst still goes off, doing a lot of damage. One last burst before they retreat. Make it out of there alive just fine. And there they go. Another AT gun gets called onto the field for Vindicare. Those light AT guns will have a difficult time against heavier vehicles, but thankfully for them, we actually just have armored cars and half-tracks to deal with. So those light AT guns are actually more than enough right now to deal with those vehicles. At the very least, you know, keep them at bay. They're not going to kill them very easily. It would have to be a mistake by Volkov, but yeah. Center map, sniper, going for the cap. 12 kills to the sniper. Not amazing, but, you know, it's doing its job. And we now have the T-34 on the field for Vindicare. That T-34 is actually quite strong right now, although the Puma is annoying. But it could potentially hunt down and kill the flak half-track. I mean, the flak half-track is up here on the right-hand side. It is supported a little bit by infantry. But, we'll see. Fusiliers going for the cap of the victory point. Victory points are 406 for Vindicare, 429 for Volkov. Anybody's game at this point. We do have a triple cap from Vindicare against Volkov, so he's going to equalize the victory points quite significantly. And on the far right-hand side, we see a Juer Panzer headquarters getting built by Bulgakov. That is going to provide him complete cover here of that victory point and this whole approach. So, not a bad position. It is a little bit further away from his base, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to defend, but it's still on his side of the map, so it's fine. Fusiliers running into one of those mines, not having too much luck there. Another mine is around here, although the Storm Pios, they have their sweepers, and they realize, oh, look, there's some mines over here. Let's go ahead and clear that out. Oh, a nice juke there by the sniper. Makes the Fusilier squad run straight into the demolition charge, and boom, it goes down to one man. Actually, lucky to be alive. Sniper took a shot, but it was retreating, and it missed. And the sniper is now, oh no, it's actually caught very out of position. Down goes one of the snipers. The T-34 pushes forward, trying to get in the way of the Volkswagen. Oh my god, goes for the crush on the Volkswagen squad. Down to one man, forces a retreat. A very aggressive T-34 right there. Oh my god, the Puma pushes up, gets a shot off on the rear armor of that T-34, and the Rakuten Warfare pushes up as well. T-34 trying to back off, AT gun on the field, taking some shots at that Puma. Puma continues to get shot, Rakuten Warfare moving up to get shots on the T-34. We have a T-70 lying in wait for the flank, but it seems to have run into a mine and got its engine damaged. T-34 is forced to back off, the Rakuten Warfare getting some nice shots off on it. Down to about 30% strength. One more shot will probably be flying in this direction. No. Line of sight is broken. And on the right-hand side, we see that a truck has gone down, and that is the flak half-track. What killed it? Not too sure, actually. The AT gun? Yeah, AT gun does have a vehicle destroyed. Now Veteran C3. So, yeah, looks like it killed that. Veteran C3 with only one kill. Wow. Rate of fire, weapon control. Okay, weapon accuracy and target penetration. Nice. Grenade goes off on that light AT gun. Light AT gun needs to back off a little bit. Combat engineers pop up and get a flamethrower burst. And if I want to exercise my mind reading properties, no, he's not going to be able to. I was going to say he was going to lay down a demo charge, but no, he doesn't have enough for one, so he's going to lay down some mines, because these mines are ridiculously cheap. They where's it? No, no. There we go. They cost 7 munitions each. 7 munitions. They are designed against infantry, so it's not too bad. But yeah, I mean, you can spam them all over the place, and well, VindicareX do that. Storm Pios coming in for the flank. They did have their sweeper equipped, so they didn't have as much firepower. But even then, the combat engineer was at 3 men, so they're fine. Sniper still taking some shots at whatever it can, up to 13 kills. T-70 light tank now at full strength. Mines getting laid down once again for Vindicare all over the place, making sure that no path is secure, forcing Mr. Bulgakov to think twice where he goes and have sweepers around. Another mine gets hit there by the Fusiliers. Not taking too much damage, but again, being quite a nuisance. And the Pios, I mean the combat engineers over here, are going to capture the point and probably lay down some more mines. No. Looks like Obersoldaten are on the field for Bulgakov, and they're supported by a Volkswagen squad, so they are forced to retreat. T-70 is on the field, takes some shots at the Volkswagen, and the Volkswagen is forced to back off. We do have an AT gun covering the approach. Oh, the T-70 running right on top of its mine. Very risky as a Puma was coming in its direction. Nasty rear armor hit there by the Puma, or on the Puma. T-70 pushes up, trying to get some shots off on the Puma. T-70 now going to back off, and the Puma gets out of there because it took a lot of damage very quickly. Volkswagen squad decides to retreat, doesn't want to sit there in front of a T-70. And we have a second T-34 on the field for Mr. VindicareX. Back at base, I mean, not much for Bulgakov. We do have a decent amount of infantry. I mean, 2 Volkswagens, 2 Fusiliers, an Obersoldaten, and a Storm Pio. But only 1 Puma as far as vehicle goes. No tanks just yet of any sort. He does have a Juer Panzer headquarters. And we have a third T-70 getting produced here for VindicareX. Vindicare pushes up, gets a shot off on that Rakuten Warfare. Rakuten Warfare shoots back, deals a bit of damage, and the T-34 backs off. T-70 getting repaired. Center map, we see a big push here. Obersoldaten and Fusiliers pushing forward. Fusiliers, I believe, they do have Faust, and for some reason it stutters there, sorry. AT gun really unable to stop too much. We did lose the heavy machine gun at some point, but I don't know where, and it's gone. Nobody has it. AT gun does end up getting cleared out, which is very unfortunate there for Vindicare. The weapon itself goes down, it explodes, and the Volkskrans, Fusiliers, and everything is forced to retreat. Do have a second AT gun on the field for Vindicare, so he's okay, but that was a veteran C3 AT gun. That is actually kind of sad that he lost that. Right hand side, combat engineers going for some capping. Black at the Warfare in the center, forced to retreat. And the Puma just sits around guarding the zone. Third T-34 on the field for Vindicare now. And we now see a tank getting produced for Mr. Volgakov. He is producing a Panther, I believe? Is that icon a Panther? That one right there? I think so. I guess we will find out in about a minute once it finishes producing. Volkskrans moving over to the left-hand side. T-70 trying to capture the point, gets itself caught very out of position. Oh, they're going to run both into the mine! Well, mine does get triggered there by the Puma, damaging its engine and severely damaging itself. I mean, about half health, but it triggers it right as the T-70 was on top of the mine, doing enough damage to take out that T-70. T-34 is now pushing forward together. They are going to just eliminate the Puma as there's just too many of them. One T-70 is still heavily damaged, down to half health. T-34s take some shots, and away they go. T-34 decides to trigger the capture mode and cap the point itself, while combat engineers are going to be repairing, and we have T-34s just moving around in the center, patrolling, seeing what they can spot. Sniper moving up forward to support, and they are going to move all the way to the front of the base, but the Panther is now on the field for Mr. Volgakov. T-34s realizing, well, that is not good for us. And right-hand side, combat engineers are forced to retreat as the Shredder Panzer headquarters spots them. So the sniper sits in cloak and is going to capture the point. The Panther moves up, but it can't actually see anybody on the point. And on the left-hand side, the T-34 has been repaired, and it is back into combat mode. Mines getting laid down by Vindicare all over the place. Again, I mean, there's not much else he can do with those munitions, so he has to lay mines all over the place. He is now up to 160 munitions, so he has a lot to drop, and he can actually drop another demo charge, because that one right there in the center, that was sweet. Almost took out an entire squad, a lot of damage, and yeah, I mean, nobody expects a demolition charge. T-34 in the back, getting repaired. Volkskrans pushing forward, and a little bit of a standoffish kind of game here. Snipers on the left-hand side holding fire as they can get sight range on the troops over here. We have 4 combat engineers all over the place for Vindicare, so that allows him to repair his tanks either quickly or in multiple locations at the same time, because there's just combat engineers all over the place. AT gun pushes up to get some shots off on the Panther, but it's just getting shot by the Obersoldaten and the Volkskrans. Gonna get itself cleared out. There it goes. It's now out there on the field. T-34 is at range, getting some shots off on the Volkskrans and the Obersoldaten. And the Panther is going to push forward as it is supported there by Fusiliers. We do have the sniper over on the left-hand side. It is covering the other T-34. And it now moves in range to be able to get some shots off on those Fusiliers. No, it decides to move itself back. Fusiliers shoot at the sniper. One sniper is lost, and the other one is forced to retreat. Well, one man from the sniper squad is lost. The other one is forced to retreat. T-34 on the right-hand side. 4th one getting produced, but this is still the 3rd. Moving up, takes a shot at the Storm Pios, and that shot just completely missed. Panther moves up, getting some shots off at whatever it can. The T-34s are actually quite okay. They haven't taken any shots from the Panther. And the Panther does have 1 infantry kill, so I suppose it's done something. More mines getting laid down, but a mine getting detonated there by the combat engineer. Ends up killing some of the members, but the mine is once again effective. We do still have the PMD 6 anti-personnel mines around there, but yeah, that was kind of weird. Center map, not too much of a push. Black and Warfare backing off over, so that they're going to the right-hand side to support the Panther. Panther going to be running into a T-34. T-34 shoots back. Does get a penetration and damage, but the T-34 takes more damage than it deals there. Does need support of more tanks. One of the T-34s moving in that direction. We have a 4th T-34 on the field. And the combat engineers retreat. Oh, he crushed a little bit there. Yeah, the barrels and the wall. So, not a lot happening. We do see that VindicareX is building up towards something, as he is currently in the process of building his 5th T-34 and just holding the game with 4 combat engineers. 4 combat engineers, guys. Come on. How do you do that? That's kind of ridiculous. So, combat engineers just building fuel caches all over the place as they can. Fuel cache over here, fuel cache over here. And Mr. Volkov is apparently not too keen on pushing on the left, on the sides. Yes, he's tried to push, and T-34s have been there to stop him, but, he's not doing it just yet. He is reinforcing his troops, getting himself a battle group headquarters, going to be able to heal up, and with this, he actually should be able to calling the King Tiger, so maybe that's what he's aiming for. Does need a lot of fuel to do that, though, so not going to be anytime soon, but there you go. And Vindicare is just sitting on a lot of manpower. He actually could build another cache over here and increase his income significantly. But can he actually build another T-34? He needs 12, just barely, actually. His combat engineer squad cannot be fully reinforced, I don't think. Another demolition charge in the center. Fusilier squad decides to just sit there on the edge. Needs to move up a little bit more. Combat engineers trying to bait them, trying to force them to move up a little bit. Is he going to fall for it? Is he going to go forward? I hear an engagement over here in the back, but I don't want to look at it because the demolition charge might go off in my absence, as it usually does. But a squad, combat engineer squad, does get eliminated there for VindicareX as he moves it behind the enemy lines now. I do believe, however, this is pretty much intentional by VindicareX, as he wanted to reduce his population cap so that he had sufficient space to build another T-34. And he actually does, so if he wanted to, he can do that right now. 1,000 manpower, however, is being flooded by VindicareX. Since Volkov should be pushing a little bit more aggressively if he wants to not get overwhelmed. But there we go. We see the the 6th T-34 getting produced there for Sins Volkov. Fusiliers pushing up, getting some shots off. Getting shot at by T-34s, and now we see the run here of the T-34s. They're all going straight into the enemy. Rakuten Warfare getting targeted there. Down goes Rakuten Warfare. We do have a Panther on the field. Panther going to be going down as well, I can almost assure. T-34s turning their sights to get shots off at a distance. And one Panther without Rakuten Warfare support, I don't think it's going to be enough, although he does have a second Rakuten Warfare back at base. So that may help. Goes for the ram. Boom! Gets the ram. Destroys the engine on the Panther. The Panther is almost unable to move. Actually, that's just heavy engine damage. Second T-34 goes down. Only 2 T-34s in the front line. We have another one on the field. One is back here getting repaired, and the other one's just coming in right now. Panther getting flanked there by the T-34s. T-34s trying to go on a drive-by and just run away. One of them does manage to make it out alive, but that was actually very costly there for Vindicare. He did not manage to accomplish too much. Oh! Another demolition charge goes off by Vindicare, and that eliminates his whole squad. Down to one man on the other, but the Obersoldaten squad got obliterated there by that demo charge. On point with those demo charges. That is very sneaky. T-34 goes in for another drive-by as the Panther is still on the field, still covering. The Rakuten Warfare will get another shot off as the T-34 moves out of his arc of fire. Hits the rear armor, and the T-34 is down to about 20% health. We still have that other T-34 in the rear getting repaired. Another T-34 in front of it. Well, that is a lot of T-34s. Shots fly from the Rakuten Warfare. The Panther has been repaired. Now back to full strength. And the T-34s are now running. We do have a demo charge on the field on the way. T-34 still at about 90% strength, needs to get fully repaired. And another T-34 gets produced for Vindicare. Yeah, could put a cache on this point and spend a little bit more manpower. Get more fuel income if he wants to continue this this unit production. I mean, he does have, again, enough to build another one, so it's not like he doesn't have enough, but I'm just saying if he wants more. T-34 is backing off, all of them taking some battle damage at about 80, 20, and 50% strength each. Well, not each, but you know. Well, yeah, I mean, respectively, I suppose. Sniper on the field, veteran C2, 23 kills to his name. Not doing too much nowadays. Can move up and take some shots. Gonna take a shot at the Volksgren squad. Volksgren squad decides to dodge that demo charge. And the Fusiliers push forward. Stormpire squad getting produced for Mr. Volkov. The sniper runs all the way up to the north as he sprints into cover. And is going to be covering the approach of infantry. T-34 is back at base getting repaired. We see, ooh, tier 4 going down for Vindicare. That is interesting. So, what is he going to be doing? Getting himself an Su-85 to be able to deal more effectively with the Panther? Is that the case? We'll see. Another heavy machine gun produced. Again, I don't actually know what happened to it. Probably got destroyed at some point in the game, because otherwise somebody would have picked it up already. We are losing territory. I would assume, at least. Maybe it died in a house of some sort? I don't know. We do have a Rakuten Warfare just left there on the field. Volkov is capable of recovering that. Does have some infantry nearby and storm piles and such. Infantry pulls all the way up to the north. Penal Battalion now getting produced by Vindicare, so he's no longer going to be going for an all-tank battle. Needs a little bit more firepower that his combat engineers can support, so he gets himself a heavy machine gun and a Penal Battalion to be able to do a little bit more fighting. Volksgren squad on the left-hand side does have an LMG. The LMG was dropped by the what's it called? The Oversoldaten squad. They got obliterated by the demo charge. But well, there we go. Not much going on just yet. Heavy machine gun and T-34 moving over to the right-hand side. Stormpio is nearby, but it's on the other side of the wall, so it will be able to get a bit of a surprise on the machine gun. However, the T-34 is right there to deal with them. Shoe mine almost getting triggered there by the T-34. Heavy machine gun also managing to dodge that just barely. Left-hand side, Fusilier squad getting caught by a T-34. Second T-34 moves into support. Stormpile squad also forced to retreat. They are running right now, and we have mines laid down across the way for VindicareX. They did get revealed by the Stormpiles, so the Fusiliers didn't end up walking into them, but they didn't clear it out, which is unfortunate for Bulgakov. Rakuten Warfare has been, no, not recovered. They're still, it's still right there, so we do have a second Rakuten Warfare on the field for Bulgakov. He knows there's a lot of tanks on the field. There's currently 3 T-34s, so it is good for him to have more anti-tank weaponry. Tank capturing the point on the left-hand side. Tank capturing the munitions point on the left-hand side as well. So Vindicare utilizing those abilities as much as he can, and Veteran C3 has been acquired for the sniper with 28 kills. Potency and improves rate of fire and sighting, and then rate of fire is further improved on Veteran C3, so shoots a lot more often. Still have a lot of infantry on the field there for Bulgakov. That's 2 Stormpires, 2 Volksgrens, and 2 Fusiliers, so it's not too shabby. Center map, Panther moves up, it's right on top of the demo charge. Does go off, doesn't do too much damage, but it does manage to inflict damage to the Panther. The T-34s are now going on the hunt. They take a couple shots, well, only one shot, and the Panther backs off. Slightly a bit of a waste of a demo, but I mean, he hadn't had any other opportunities, and maybe wouldn't have any other opportunity in the meantime, but that does force the Panther to back off and get repaired, so it at least gives him the initiative here in the center to be able to, you know, to push forward. Stormpile squad on the right-hand side, capturing the munitions point. Combat engineers with sweepers moving up and realizing that there are mines nearby, especially shoe mines. So they will clear that out. Penal Battalion engaging Fusiliers. Fusiliers are veteran C3 and the Penal Battalion is nothing, so they are quickly killed and, quickly defeated and forced to retreat. T-34 covering the zone up in the north. Well, not in the center, a little bit to the north of this. And the Fusiliers back off a little bit and get veteran C4. So those Fusiliers are proving to be quite nasty. Panthers now on the field for Volgakov, has a pair of them, so that should be able to deal with the T-34s. We do have an Su-85 on the field for Mr. Vindicare, and that tank, since it is designed against tanks, has the priority targeting. You can see here that it has free fire, which is because he has it equipped, and that gives it that little icon that looks like it's not firing. So they didn't change it, but yeah, I mean, what it means is it's under priority targeting, which means it's only going to target vehicles, so it's not going to waste its shots on infantry, which is an amazing thing to have. In fact, it is so good for that game to actually have that. I actually commend them for implementing that, because it is intuitive. I mean, it's nice. It's something you want. I mean, sometimes, yeah, you do want your tanks, whatever they are, just shooting at the infantry. I mean, they'll eventually get some kills every now and then, and that's the way it works. Mine getting hit there on the left-hand side. Fusilier squad takes quite a beating and forced to retreat. Heavy machine gun taking a beating in the center. Panther coming in for a flank. Oh, it almost runs into the mine, but does not make it out of there. A Su-85 up in the north takes a shot at the Panther, but the Panther just bounces the shot off its armor. And it now has Veterancy 2, which gives it armored skirts as well as improved weapon tracking. So the turret moves a lot easier. Su-85 moves up, more shots fly at the Panther, but it's just not doing any damage. Look at that. The Panther is just tanking that like a boss. The Panther's armor did get increased from the front, so it is very good at frontal assaults and just absorbing the damage and going in for the kill. So the Su-85, as good as it is, it's just not able to penetrate that armor very easily. Not a lot of damage goes through. Panther here in the center is a little bit sideways, so the Su-85 is actually able to hit it on the... oh, that actually went all the way to the rear armor and got a nice penetration, doing a lot of damage. Second shot doesn't do too much. It actually does bounce from the armor, but you can see the difference in impacts from taking a hit to the front than to the side or rear. So I think the Panthers are going to be feeling a lot more effective. Bulgakov says, ouch, as something exploded, I think. Not too sure. And we did lose a Volkswagen squad at some location, but I don't know where that is. Sniper pushes forward, trying to go for the cap of the point, gets itself in cloak, takes a shot. Volkswagen squad are now only 3 men. Oh, they're gonna kill the sniper. No, sniper retreats. Still at 2 men, took some shots, but they're still alive. The Panther is going forward. The Su-85 backs off, keeping its weapon towards the enemy. The Panther hits Blitz, or Combat Blitz, I think it's called. Oh, the engine does get damaged there. And the Su-85 continues to shoot. T-34 is coming in for the flank. Nice combo shot there by the tanks, and down goes one of the Panthers. Rocket No Warfare also ends up getting stolen by Vindicare and retreats it back to base because, well, the Rocket No Warfares can retreat, which is a great, amazing thing for them to do. Rocket No Warfare over here did get recovered, so that's one of the ones that got stolen, apparently. And the other Panther did take quite a beating, down to about half health, is now forced to retreat. So Volgakov desperately going for the victory points on the far left-hand side. Down to 185 points for Volgakov, 303 for Vindicare, so he is okay. T-34 moves up to the left-hand side, one shots 3 of the men in that squad, and the second shot eliminates the retreating men, and down it goes. Secure mode gets activated, and he's going to recapture the point. And the T-34s are just continuously getting repaired all over the place. Su-85 back here getting repaired. T-34 also getting repaired. And the Fusiliers just moving around, trying to salvage the situation a little bit, but Volgakov is in a bit of a pickle. Second Su-85 getting produced for Vindicare, so he now has 2 on the field. One right there, the other one up in the north. So that, with those 2, he should be able to deal with the remaining Panther very easily. There is 216 fuel banked for Mr. Volgokov. So I mean, if he wanted to, he could go for the King Tiger. I'm assuming that's what he's going. I mean, he does have almost 600 manpower now and 220 fuel. So it seems to me like that would be the logical choice, but we shall see. In the meantime, though, he is just keeping his infantry on his lines, just securing his own sector and not pushing too forward. Right-hand side, Storm Pios pushing forward with the support of Rakuten Warfare, just in case vehicles come into play. T-34 does put itself in position to come into play. Breaks another wall, says peekaboo, surprise, motherfucker, but the Rakuten Warfare say surprise back. Throw a barrage in the T-34, takes a nasty shot there. Second shot flies from one of the Rakuten Warfares and connects down to about 20% strength. But the Rakuten Warfare behind it was not in range as the T-34 managed to move just outside of arc of fire or range, firing range, and the second shot did not go off. Had it gone off, the T-34 may have actually died. Once again, more mines getting laid down all over the place for Vindicare. He gets another demolition charge set up all over the place in case things run into them. And a flare gets popped there by the sniper, just revealing the territory and revealing what's going on around here. Sniper taking some shots as the flare allows him to get superior line of sight. Su-85 pushes forward. This Su-85 does not have prioritized vehicles engaged, and that is what it's called over here. It says attacks vehicles freely, but holds fire against infantry and structures unless giving explicit order to fire. So it's an excellent ability to have activated on those Su-85s, because you can still attack the infantry if you right-click it. You know, if you tell it to attack it, it'll attack it, but if not, it's just going to hold fire until it sees a vehicle. Panther back at base, still getting repaired at about half strength. Takes quite a while. A lot of manpower and a lot of fuel. 900 manpower and 260 fuel for Mr. Volgokov. So, yeah, I mean, again, I'm thinking King Tiger does decide to spend some of his manpower. No, decides to cancel the building of the Oversoldaten, and instead is probably going to be getting that King Tiger, I would assume. Panther on the field, taking some shots at a distance. I mean, maybe he's going to go for this one, the other one. Oh, one thing that I should note, which I should have probably noted at the beginning, is that this is now actually functioning properly again for replays, where you can actually see the information of both players, because it doesn't make any sense to not be able to see that on a replay. I get not being able to see it inside games, but replay, come on. So T-34s and Su-85s pushing over to the center. Far left-hand side, we have another T-34 just sitting around there. The Panther decides to take a shot at it, but back off. Fusiliers, Volkstrans, and Storm Pios pull up, or push up, and try to dissuade these vehicles. We do have a Rakuten Warfare and the Panther nearby, but with the Su-85s there for support, that's going to be sucky. But yeah, I mean, maybe he's holding for a Yak Tiger? I don't know. There we go. Finally decides to call something in, and yeah, it ended up being a Yak Tiger. So he just needed the fuel, but Yak Tiger is now on the field. That will give him a lot of reach, a lot of range. Definitely outranging those Su-85s. But he does have to be careful of those three, actually four now being produced T-34s that can actually get behind the Panther. So he has to be careful there. Left-hand side, T-34 getting shot at there by the Yak Tiger. The Yak Tiger making its presence known. T-34 decides to back the hell off, as it can't hope to go up against that. Panther in the center has taken some damage. It's down to about 90% strength, but still holding strong. And with the frontal armor, it can actually tank those tanks quite significantly and allow the Yak Tiger to get a lot of damage off on there. So it's not too bad of a choice there. Combat engineers on the left-hand side just going for the capping. And not much happening. Yak Tiger moving into the center. It does have that apparent hold fire, but I'm pretty sure it just means prioritize vehicles. So not a lot to say here. very passive. We do have only 116 points left for Volgakov, so he does need to start putting some pressure. Let me close this out. I don't know why I left it open. I was just showing that that worked now, but yeah, I can actually now properly show in a replay, you know, tell you, look, it's this doctrine and this doctrine, as opposed to just having to say it and, you know, you having to believe me with the overlay there in the name without seeing the name. Fusiliers pushing into the center. They're right next to that demo charge. Oh, nice detonation goes off. And that is the Fusilier squad gone. Obersoldaten getting produced again for Volgakov. But man, those demo charges are just brutal. Left-hand side. Looks like mine's getting triggered there by something. Volkswagen squad, I think it took a little bit of damage there, but not too much. And the Panther decides to push forward by itself to get some vision. But Volgakov is down to less than 100 points. 2 Su-85s on the field, 4 T-34s on the field. We see a flanking run coming over on the right-hand side. They're going to go straight for that Shred Panzer headquarters and take it out. T-34 is going to be moving down south. They're going to spot it and give the Su-85 sight range to be able to attack it. Going to be going down very quickly. The Panther is going to be moving in that direction to try to oppose him. Yak Tiger moving in that direction as well to try to help out. T-34. Oh, a nasty shot there by the Yak Tiger. Remember, they made it so that the Yak Tiger no longer is affected by shot blockers. So yeah, that makes sense, right? Sometimes, I mean, some things I'm just, oh my god. So the Yak Tiger able to get some very much powerful damage at range there on these tanks. Shot flies at the Su-85. Su-85 down to about 25% strength. Pushes forward, getting a shot off on that Panther. Panther is damaged on the engine. We have another T-34s, 2 T-34s, and another Su-85. This is essentially a combat group coming in for a flank on the Panther and the Yak Tiger. Down goes the Panther. T-34s are now right behind that Yak Tiger. GG, says Volgakov. GG, says Vindicare. Don't like demos, says Volgakov. Yeah, he suffered a lot there. The blob demo was fair enough, though. Soviets, yo, but a lot of demos. And that Yak Tiger will be going out to the T-34s that are just sitting behind them, getting a lot of damage in there. And apart from that, you played very well. GG. Nothing else to spend duties on. And Volgakov surrender as his Yak Tiger goes up in flames. So yeah, I mean, a little bit kind of passive in some points, but a lot of vehicles play there by Vindicare, and a very interesting starting build order. I mean, you don't see a lot of combat engineers on the field on 1v1s that often, so quite innovative, and I like to see that ingenuity, that, you know, breaking the mold kind of play. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.